George Basil Jr. as we hop into this match between Nemesis FE and Insomnia Gaming. First round has been done. Nemesis got a pretty succinct win on that pistol round. But anyway, George, how are you doing?
I feel pretty good. George Basil Jr. I haven't heard that one before. It's a good one, though. Yeah, so we're already on the second round. Nemesis is going to win that first one. Alexis pulling off a 4K with the pistol on B there. And now we've got the FAMASas and the SMGs that we're, accustomed to seeing right now. Insomnia opting to go for this A push this time, but Mr. Perceive is going to pick up 2, 3, and then one more going to go down in the middle. 2. Make that. Alexis is going to pick up 2 more kills.
Yep. So that was a pretty open shot case there. Insomnia don't have a kill yet, but whilst we are waiting on them to buy into this next round here, just a quick shout out to, of course, everyone responsible for bringing this event to us today. That'll be ESL, Intel, Aces Predator, Game Fuel, and PaySafe Card, of course. But anyway, we've got a bit of a buy round coming in here from Insomnia against a mixed buy from Nemesis. 3 FAMAS, 1 MP9, and an MP7 there. So this could be the chance that Insomnia needs to actually get around on the board, even if it is just this early in the piece.
Well, it's a hard task getting an early round on the board on Mirage, especially when you've lost that pistol round on the T side. I mean, they've got a hard push ahead of them, but the AK is definitely a great chance to actually get it done here up against some SMGs. So it could be the most effective weapons, especially the FAMASas too. Do put you at a pretty big disadvantage when you're up against AKs and full armor.
Ooh, just to cut in though, there's a lot of information being gathered by Mr. Perceived and Naomi as well, so they know it's going to be A. They're going to be ready for this. Utility comes in. Samuel doing a lot of damage under Cookies. Didn't see it though, so it's not able to follow up on it. Oh yeah, Cookies goes down. Was able to get a kill trade out by Alexis there. Alexis goes down after that, and they've got this A site. Bomb's been planted. Nemesis go for this. I think that first kill says yes. The second one says definitely yes. And the 2 remaining T defenders are in CT, and they're going to know this. What's utility left? Nemesis has the perfect chance to try and cover this defuse, unless the spray down comes in.
Oh!
Samuel with the jumping shot might have given the game away just a little bit. Oh my god, though, Mr. Perceived doesn't have the defuse kit, though. Grabs it, but it's too late. That one was going back and forth quite a bit. Mr. Perceived only really able to get the AK to make something of this round, but that was impressive from both sides. Lots of good information gathering being done by Nemesis there. Insomnia still just committing to that take on A, which worked quite well, and the retake was going well, except for perhaps a couple of, we'll say, excited peaks onto CT there. But anyway, Insomnia get that round on the board, and that's exactly what they want, and Nemesis have to try and buy up a little bit around this, but of course they don't want to commit too much, and they've kept it about 2,000 above. They should be alright for this next round.
We do see the hero AK on the A side as well, up against the entirety of Insomnia Gaming at the moment if they do decide to execute, which they easily could. I mean, they've got the smokes and they've got good enough weapons to take down just the one AK and then have to go up against a bunch of 5.7s and a tiny itsy-bitsy amount of utility and armor. But this is where it's all going to happen. Mr. Perceived has to go nuts with this AK that he grabbed from last round up against pretty formidable enemies. Nothing unbeatable, but he's going to be in for a challenge here, especially with all the smokes and Molotovs that they have. And just any minute here, Insomnia running down the clock a little bit, trying to keep them guessing. And we see the smokes come over now. Cookie's going to be the first one out. Isn't going to spot anyone. Molotov goes out, but it's a little bit too late. Most of Insomnia Gaming is going to make it through absolutely fine. Mr. Perceived still alive, but Insomnia Gaming get complete control of the site. And Nemesis wanting to play the retake. And it looks like they're going to do that through CT. 4 players, including the AK, and a bunch of 5.7s.
Don't know if they're going to try and boost anyone over this position that Mr. Perceived is in at the moment, but otherwise this is, well, there we go, that'll do it. That's a kill going to Nathaniel there, kick things up rather nicely. But firepower's going to come in here, and this is still very competitive. 3 versus 4 retake here. CTs could very well do this. Mr. Perceived seemingly not even really needed at this point, but that's it. Fantastic retake, and Keeping a level head under a bit of pressure there. They've got pistols and the time's running down, but they still just slowly work at getting those picks and those kills off the site before moving in before it's too late. So props to Nemesis there. Insomnia, this is reset town for them, so gonna have to give up a round or two, and we have got a pause coming in now, so we should expect that to be potentially even a tactical one at this point. It's early, but Insomnia might just want that early chance to just reflect on what they're doing, perhaps, you know, reset themselves mentally and come back into this next round with a bit of a fresh mindset. And the unpause has been called in there, so I dare say that's it.
Well, you definitely want to take these early rounds on Mirage on T side, and you can't let the CT side run away with anything, and they could definitely do that right now. They've got all these guns up against a bunch of Glocks, so 3-person stack from the CTs at B side as well. And it's a lot more spread out from Insomnia right now. But, I mean, what can you do, really, with a bunch of sort of upgraded pistols in some ways, and up against a bunch of very heavily armed CT players.
Well, Alexis doesn't decide to give up that ground soon, which she does. Might have been taken out there. The push from unders sees Cookies and Cream, love those two names, jumping into the window. But Samuel will head out and the Molotov will go down, but unfortunately it's just a bit too early. T's having already moved past that position. Picks made in mid. Alexis able to take out both of them. Nathaniel following up with a clean there. And Toshi has a CZ. That is nothing to necessarily balk at. It can make things so much more difficult. But not that Samuel G is really worried about that, and Toshi is quickly dispatched.
Yeah, the great team flash coming in there helped a lot with picking up that last player. CZ in that position when you're pushing Rainbow alone could have been disastrous. Also, I want to point out Alexis going huge right now, 10-1. Mr. Steve going 6-0 right now as well. So that's kind of reflecting the scoreline at the same time. 2 players on Insomnia with 0 kills. So the frags really aren't there for them, and obviously because of that, the wins aren't there. But we do see the gun round now. Finally, AKs are back in the hands of Insomnia, and they've got a little bit of utility to work with. Not a great amount, but it's there. You might be able to pull something off, and they're going to need to really. Because Nemesis, they're going to be in a super strong position if they aren't able to pick up this round. They're going to be on the reset again. And going up against pistols, going up against AKs with pistols is obviously something you don't want to repeat. Try to minimize as often as possible.
We've got a more spread out approach here from Insomnia Gaming, which is pretty good. This both denies Nemesis all of the information that they were getting before, and also means that they have the chance to sort of see exactly which side or which areas they want to take, what kind of ground or real estate they want to go for. So it's a nice little change that we're seeing from them. What we need, though, pretty much for their heads to be on a swivel, and Zoro is going to be the first victim in mid there, and that makes things a little bit more stressful for Toshi. He's got to try and make something of his position in mid here. He may decide he just wants to fall back, though.
We'll very good position to have. Samuel's probably going to hear him and connector here. I think he has, as the skirmish is happening on A side right now. Toshi trying to follow it up, but Samuel G is going to catch him out with that orb. He's going to get traded out himself. Actually, Insomnia are taking pretty good control of A site so far.
Well,
Nemesis opting to give up a lot of it, like they have been.
4 versus 2 retake. Spray will come in, and that's pretty much it. Cookie should be traded out soon. He's been spotted already, and yeah, P comes in from CT, and that's pretty much going to be it. So yeah, I think the most they could have really hoped for at that point was a plant, but even then, it's going to be tall order. As you saw when he went for the plant, he just got sprayed down from CT there. So Insomnia back to pistols, and still, you mentioned it last round, they're just not getting the kills, and therefore any firepower that they really purchase onto the team there is not really doing much. So I think we should expect this to be another sort of quick throwaway round. In fact, it seems to be a bit of a bait and switch there, so to say. You'll have 4 players on the T side going for this B site, and 1 will just try and fall from Palace onto A site and get the plant. That's pretty much just making this round all about money. That's it.
It looks like the B push is gonna get taken care of. They didn't actually seem to go through apps at all. Maybe try to do some sort of distraction and then do something cheeky through unders and then connect up on A, but obviously that didn't work out. So any sort of mind games kind of out the window here. Bomb still towards A, but Nathaniel isn't falling for anything, sitting in CT. Kind of a confusing situation. Mind games for Insomnia didn't work out at all, really. But they're going to be able to reconnect. Two P250s up against a very stacked arsenal on the CT side. So it'd be pretty amazing to see this come to anything. And like I said, maybe just looking for a plant, get some more money in the bank because they desperately need it.
Absolutely, and they're waiting for the time to run down here. But this A side is going to be in absolutely tall order, stacked as you say. They only have two P250s, no armor, no utility or anything like that. They're basically going onto this site with pretty much no preparation. Although that said, we somehow get a kill onto Samuel G. So that is something. That's a consolation prize, but nothing too great.
Yeah, Nathaniel's just a little bit too good picking up both those players. One with the turnaround, the shot's just not landing. Picking up one on A site was a pretty big victory in and of itself, but not being able to pick up that second one, well, that's pretty disastrous in the grand scheme of things. Mr. Perceived still going deathless, 7 kills, averaging 1 kill per round. And then actually this time though, he's got to go up against an AWP on Toshi. So maybe that'll change the dynamics. We haven't seen an AWP from Insomnia so far. Maybe it's what they need to get things going here. Toshi peeking in through ramp. He's blocked by a smoke, but obviously that's going to dissipate and be able to even change angles. Maybe get something done because Insomnia, they need these great players to maybe start getting some momentum for themselves and finally pick up some rounds. Because Nemesis are in a great position to really start running away with this, looking at the money. I mean, everyone on Insomnia is below 1k, and nearly everyone on Nemesis FE is going to be above 10k.
Toshi goes for the shot onto CT, doesn't get it. We're going to see a bit of a retake situation from Nemesis, I believe. Though with those early kills made onto Airway there, this is quite doable for them, and that grenade coming onto Cream there, it's going to make things so difficult. Toshi getting taken out from the side there. Nathaniel getting an excellent angle. Samuel popping in from connector will also increase the pressure. And this utility and firepower and being able to push from all these different angles has made life hell. Cookies will get 1 kill, but he should be traded out very soon, and that's pretty much it. Nemesis lost a couple of players, but yeah, I mean, even if nobody dropped for Samuel's fine. It's got 5,000, so it's pretty much smooth sailing so far for Nemesis. Insomnia, this might be the stage where they want to take another one of those tactical timeouts and see what they can do. Look back on what they have available for Mirage, what they have available money-wise, and see if there's any way to actually figure out this Nemesis side that has been besting them. You know, 6 rounds in a row or something. Sorry, different like that. But they've had 7 wins that they've got. Nemesis have made them very convincing.
Yeah, look at it through the scoreboard's perspective. Every single player on Insomnia has died every single round. All of them sitting on 8 deaths. And that's contrasted by Nemesis, who have bugger all deaths on their own half. And now we're going to see another A-take, Insomnia. Nemesis have been very good at retaking this, giving up the site early. Nathaniel's been a key player in that, and he's actually going to get mollied out of his normal position here, but managed to stay safe. But now 5 CT players up against 5 Insomnia players for this retake. This is the greatest chance we've probably seen so far, because usually Insomnia bleeds so many players until they actually take the site. Naomi's going to pick up 1 from CT. Nathaniel's low, but he's going to pick up 1 anyway. Toshi going down. Now we're down to a 5v3 just like that. Insomnia losing players. The positioning just hasn't been working out well for those trades. Cookie's going to grab 1. But frags are going both ways right now. It's just Cookie's left, and he's going to get caught out in Tetris. The bomb hasn't been defused, though. Oh, nails it. Naomi picking up the defuse there, and Nemesis going to take another round, winning those A retakes really, really well. And once again, every single player on Insomnia died.
Yep, that's another thing that we've seen from Nemesis in these earlier rounds when they do have to retake this A site, and that is that they're quite patient about it. So they've been able to slowly pick away at Insomnia's defense on this A side. Post plant, they throw in utility, they save a lot of utility for that retake as well, which is quite crucial for them. And yeah, at that point, Insomnia, I think what they need to do is get the plant, then maybe spread a bit further back from the site, because when they're sitting directly on the bomb, or very close to it like they have been, they're pretty much just allowing themselves to be fish in a barrel in some regards. And Nemesis have pretty much been counting on that. It's worked out quite well for them.
I do want to say Nathaniel gets picked up early on there in Palace, but it's obviously just going to get traded out as I decide to bring that up. First man advantage early on that Insomnia had, and it's been lost. Even back up now. Just perceived that all. Still sitting deathless on 10 kills. He's doing work right now, survivability-wise, and now Insomnia, they're going to have to rotate back over towards this B site and maybe see if they can pull something out over there. Maybe take advantage of rotates that would have happened, but Nemesis, they've caught on, Molotov's out, that's going to do a lot of work. One player sitting on 4 health, another Molotov going down behind him, now 2 players down, 3 players down for Insomnia, 3v1, Toshi gets here on Arch, but Mr. Steve going to pick him up, making himself 11-0, absolutely fragging out right now.
I think Mr. Perceived basically going 12-0 so far. The AWP really sells this with lightning on it. It's going to be like a Highlander death. It's just going to be lightning everywhere, shooting out when Mr. Perceived finally dies. And, then I just realized how old I was, and a lot of people might not have seen that show. But anyway. Anyway. We're still seeing this early setup on A from Insomnia Gaming. And I can't necessarily blame them for this. Their best chances have always been when they've been able to do this A execute and get the site. It's always been that post plant where they've lost it. So if they can perhaps change that post plant situation for themselves, even just a little bit, that might provide them that missing ingredient they've been after to actually get another win on the board.
Well, Nathaniel's just been such a key player holding this by himself, essentially. He's doing it right now. He hasn't got any frags yet, but like he's getting so much information and staying safe at the same time. Insomnia just haven't really been answered for him. He's going to pick up Toshi and Zoro. That's exactly what it is. They aren't able to take him out of the equation early on. He just saves rounds by picking up these early frags and holding that position and making Insomnia make mistakes and you know, feel pressured by him. It's always something they need to worry about. And they won't be able to take any rounds, especially on A, until they get an answer for him and a way to take him down. Because right now, he's just resoundingly effective.
This is a dire situation indeed for Insomnia Gaming, and absolutely right, Nathaniel's able to hold onto this site, at least make sure that anyone going for that A site is going to pay for it. I think the only exception has been one round about a couple of rounds ago. That was about it. But then, even then, Mr. Perceived was in to be like, okay, cool, my turn, and just, you know, was happy to sit there and get a couple of frags as they went onto the side. This mid control though could be useful till the bomb gets dropped on it, and Toshi is cooked alive. That was a quick round.
Not really too much you can say about ones like that. When every single player on the CT side survives and everyone dies on the other, that's got to hurt the morale. No, it wasn't the highest chance round that Insomnia Gaming have had, just due to their weapons. It still hurts being that ineffective. Another save now.
Yep.
Insomnia looking very weak in the money department, and Nemesis are essentially the polar, as much as the polar opposite as you could really ask for. Insomnia Gaming are going to get pushed out of this B site once again, not going to get anything done on that way. And Zoro's going to go down as well, so disadvantage for them in more ways than one.
For Insomnia side, I kind of do hope that they're almost taking a chance here, even with a pistol round, wasting a bit of this time just to talk out what's happening here, because any additional time that you can get to really reflect on how the game's going and what you can do to fix it, that time is important. I'm not saying necessarily throw away the round like we used to see the old SK finish roster do. When I say throw away the round, I don't mean like throw. I mean, like, use these eco rounds and just wear the timer down for the sake of being able to use it as kind of a timeout of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need something like that because 11-1 and soon to be 12-1 is a really unacceptable scoreline, especially when Mr. Perceived still hasn't died. 15-0 right now. This man's on his way to having a flawless game.
We're hitting Mr. Perceived with as much of the cast of curse as we possibly can, and still no deaths. I think they're the chosen one. I'm calling it now. But speaking of choices, they've chosen to go onto this A site, and it's basically a conga line to Deathsville, and that's exactly how it turns out. Insomnia, though, they have a bit of money this round. They've got to buy into it. They will. Even if this is a 3 to 12 half, this is a very difficult ask for Insomnia gaming. I mean, their CT side might be phenomenal, but at this stage, I think the stress has to be building up for them.
The orb's been brought out again.
Where does it go, though? I think Toshi's...
Goes ramp every time, but he hasn't got a frag from it yet.
I think Nemesis, if they're not aware of it, if they're not actively trying to sort of stay out of the potential sights of an orb there, it's just been pure luck that they've been able to escape it. Another A setup here. Not a lot of information being sought out by Nemesis, but their positioning before and their A to retakes have kind of made that a bit of a moot point. So they have to react to one or the other. I think Nemesis is going to be ready for it.
Both situations, dire straits, desperate measures need to be brought out. Once again, we're going to see the A execute from Insomnia. This might be the time that they're able to pull it off.
Toshi gets a kill with that orb.
That's Nathaniel down too, that's big.
I'm not going to say Insomnia has this until they get rid of Mr. Perceived, the Immortal. And Mr. Perceived will get one kill. Was going for a second. That's it. They've tried to change up their positioning, Insomnia that is, on this A site. But it hasn't quite got the shirt yet. And, yeah. A-ways will go down as well. Actually, they're caught out of position, which is the real unfortunate thing. So Insomnia might have been able to hold on to that, but fortunately, giving it a few seconds and then moving after that, it just coincided with Nemesis's push onto the site too well.
Insomnia still sitting on every single person dead right now, which is, yeah, kind of indicative of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, can't necessarily argue with consistency, but speaking of which, we do have push onto A side again, at least setting up for it.
At this point, you just got to be practicing your A executes. If you're sitting at 13-1 on the T side, not even first half, second half.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually split out Nathaniel sitting on top of Ticket Booth there. Wait, oh!
No! Oh, so close! Mr. Perceived, so close, and the only person to go down on that round, and now, oh, at least the scoreboard is white for now, so we can't really say too much about it, but if anyone isn't aware, Mr. Perceived was sitting at 17-0 for the last round, and finally went down.
That's that's the mark of a particularly good game, but the dream is dead. Dream's dead, but unfortunately, well, actually, fortunately, rather, Nemesis are on 14-1. So if they have a similar sort of pistol round as they had in the first half, then it may very well be GG, because at that point, Insomnia has to climb back 14 rounds in a row. That's not the happiest position to be in, and looking at this defense, they're sitting pretty much outside of A. A-Ways coming through connector, he's seen the utility thrown, so he's going to be calling that in. Oh, that's first kill onto A-Ways there. Cream getting another one. Cream does get traded out though. A-Ways not able to secure another kill as moves onto the site. Cookies is no match for Nathaniel. It's down to Zorro. Has to try and get this from the side. That incendiary does a lot of damage, but it also tells him exactly where Zorro's going to be coming from. The shots rain in, and he's dead. 15-1. His match point to Nemesis.
It doesn't look like CT side is going to make too much of a difference for how Nemesis and Insomnia are going to end this one out. Match point. This is what it's down to. This is where the comeback needs to start happening, as big as it would have to be. I mean, we don't really have anything invested anymore now that Mr. Perceived has died. But maybe he can bring back the flawless scoreline again.
Yep.
On the second half.
Alrighty. And we're seeing them, the side of Nemesis FE, they're basically throwing all their money at this, because I guess they just want it to be over as soon as possible. Samuel and Nathaniel on AKs, 2 on Mac 10, that'll be Alexis and Mr. Perceived, and Naomi on MP7. And that'll be it. We've got a lot of latency here, so I have a feeling as to who won this one out.
Yeah, unless that was the quickest comeback of my life, I think that's indicative of who won that one. So Nemesis, I think it was safe to call, they won that one 16-1 against Insomnia Gaming.
That's well, if you're Nemesis, that's exactly the kind of start that you wanted. So, good job to them. Bad luck to Insomnia, but that is the thing about playing these kinds of events. If you meet a high caliber team, you have a lot to look back on and learn from. So, good luck to them next time, and of course, good luck to Nemesis as they push on to the next rounds. In the meantime, though, I believe we'll be hopping to a quick break as we look at which match will be coming up next. Just another quick shout out to our sponsors. That's ESL, Intel, Asus Predator, Game Fuel, and PaySafeCard. So stay tuned. We should be back soon.